Right then, lads, welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. We are back again with the evening Arsenal show. I couldn't do it live like I promised yesterday, but probably tomorrow we will. I want to speak about Thierry Daniel Henry. A couple of reports have actually um, written about him and what he thinks about the direction in which the club is going. And Mikel Arteta and his opinion on Mikel Arteta. Is he the right manager? Is he the wrong manager? And is Arsenal going in the right direction? He thinks, just like I do, that the club is not going in the right direction. What do you think, though? Do you think Arsenal is going in the right direction? Do you think it is, on the right track? It might not be on Mikel as a manager, but it could be the process as a whole. Are we making progress? Are we going forward? So Thierry Henry had a couple of statements he made on the progress and direction of us, the football club. Of course, following the Newcastle takeover, I know I've said that so many times, but I'll keep on saying it because for me, at the end of the day, it is one of the things that define where Arsenal will be finishing on the table in the next probably 1 or 2 decades until Newcastle either run bankrupt or are mismanaged or anything like that. And if they're not mismanaged or if they do not run bankrupt, Arsenal is going to keep on competing directly now with the likes of Newcastle, Leicester City, West Ham, Everton, new powers that are growing up, and new powers that are looking to invest a lot and lots of money. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Of course, we'll keep on doing a couple of improvements. Just make sure you support the channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. So we can't forget a couple of months, I think around 8 months ago or 10 months ago, it's going to be a year now, ever since Daniel Ek tried to come up with a consortium. The consortium was made of players like Dennis Bergkamp, players like Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira. They tried to take down the Stan Kroenke leadership, the Stan Kroenke managerial era of Arsenal, and that is very, very explainable. The reason they did that is they grew up seeing this Arsenal. They played for Arsenal, and between both periods, when they were growing up and when they were playing for Arsenal, it was still a very, very formidable, strong team. Very, very, very formidable force. A team that they believe should be at the top of football, a team that they believe and we believe should be winning titles, should be challenging for titles, a team that we know has the capacity, has the ability to create legends, because we have seen the legends that Arsenal has created. We've seen so many things, so many good things written down in history, from this football club. But like many of you told me, the club was founded in 1886. So many of you actually do have a picture of when the club was created. It's been so many years, many years, and I think it's a brand that is not going to die. For me, I don't feel like Arsenal is a brand that's going to die. Yes, we've had this very, very difficult 2 decades ever since, I think ever since we clocked in the 2000s, starting from 2000, Arsenal has had really, really a rough time. Of course, you have had a Premier League there, a Champions League final, a couple of Europa League finals, which we have lost, a couple of UEFA Europa League semi-finals, but we've really struggled in the last two decades. We've got to agree. The last 20 years of Arsenal as a club, they have not been quality, and they have not been the best. They're not the years you would just want your club to have. Probably you want your club to have better. So that is on those grounds. Thierry Henry was asked about what he thinks about the direction the club is taking, the manager, and a couple of things. And he said he's not absolutely sure. He actually said he's not absolutely sure that we are taking the right direction, and he is not absolutely sure that Mikel is taking the club in the direction, in the right direction. And today, in his press conference, Mikel has actually responded to a couple of those, and he was saying that, Thierry Henry has a right to his opinion, which I think all of us have to agree to. Yes, we might be deluded. We love him so much to that extent that, no matter what he says, it doesn't matter. We just love him as a national legend. But for me, I think he spoke a lot of sense. He actually, encoded a lot of sense. His statements as a man that is in a statue outside, the Arsenal home. His statement as a man that actually stands to be one of Arsenal's greatest players, if not Arsenal's greatest player, one of the players that has played the most number of games, one of the players that have actually scored the most number of goals for Arsenal, one of the players that have actually achieved each and every thing respectable for Arsenal and for himself. I think he just understands the situation better than anyone. Because for me, if a player like maybe Bakali Sanya, because Sanya has made the same remarks, and he said, it doesn't feel like when you look at Arsenal, you don't feel like they are gonna win. You just feel like they're gonna lose every game, and he has a right because he has played under under an Arsenal that yes did not win titles, but again did not lose game in game out. That is it. I mean, losing a game under Arsene Wenger was that painful. People cried, people struggled themselves. It really happened on a daily basis. And the reason for me there is you had the quality and you had the spirit, but you also had the identity. Now the identity is gone, and that is what Thierry Henry was speaking about. Arsenal has lost its identity first and foremost, but we have also lost, that fear. We used to, inject into opponents on match days. Are we moving in the right direction? He says no, we are not. Because at the moment we are investing in 22, 23-year-olds, thinking that the future could be any brighter. And I'm starting to doubt the real intention of the last transfer window. Maybe because I don't believe that Arsenal and the Arsenal management didn't know about Newcastle and their takeover. It might be very far away from the fact that they want Arsenal to go back to the top. Maybe it's one of the reasons that why they invested. One of the reasons as why they invested is they looked into it and they're like, what, it's going to get worse if Newcastle get this takeover of the line. They're gonna be greater than any club in the world, and that means we drop further. So probably we should invest some 150 million, at the expense of the fans, thinking that the club is going in the wrong way. And Thierry Henry, for me, is spot on. He's not deluded. He's not looking at the 157 million we spend. He's saying, despite all that, despite everything we did, it's not good enough. And I'm saying this, it's not good enough. For 20 years, if you've not, challenged for the title, you don't buy, you don't form a structure by buying all these, simple young, simpletons. What you do is go out there, get 3 good players and make them, part of your basic structure. That is what we should have done. Get a central midfielder, 50 million. Get a good center back, 50 million, and maybe get a good attacking midfielder, 50 million. And then in the coming summers, you build on that, right? So the strategy that we are taking is not all bad. There are clubs that are really using the strategy. The likes of Dortmund, I've spoken about them. But when did Dortmund ever win a title? When did they? They literally do not win titles, because what they do is we are grooming players. From 16, 17, when the players are 24, 25, we sell them off. And that's why they can never compete with Bayern Munich. They can never. They do. They are pseudo competitors because they do, give other clubs a run for their money. And that looks like they are the biggest in that league. But in actual sense, for me, they're not any different from the likes of Gladbach, the likes of, Leverkusen. They're not really any different. So it might not be a very bad model, but it doesn't suit us because Henry looks at us as a club that should be challenging for the title. If we are challenging for the title, we are off topic. We are off the road. But if we just want to be part of the top 6, top 7, good. Good. We're actually doing it, absolutely well. And he also says, Mikel is not the man to take us forward. Look, Mikel has won 3 games out of the last 4, and everyone's sympathy is on, is on that, right? Everyone's sympathy is on that. Mikel has won it. Mikel has done it, and everything like that. And look, I'm not even gonna lie. I think he's done a brilliant job. Brilliant job in the last 4 weeks. He's been named manager of the month, and things like that. And it just speaks, volumes of what of what he wants to achieve. But if Newcastle go for Ralph Rangnick, right? If they go for Ralph Rangnick or Zidane or Conte, it blows the cover still. It's still, we are still the same old Arsenal that have a manager that is not good enough. We are still the same old Arsenal that, try to hide under thick skin. But if you remove the thick skin, we are small. We are scared. We are no longer that big brand. We are no longer that big club, that used to terrify opponents and things like that. But in the end, I think Thierry Henry is right. What do you think about Thierry Henry? He says the direction in which we are moving as a club is absolutely off the radar, and I think he is absolutely right. My name is Kosi. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you do support this channel, and I'll speak to you in the next one.